Hi, I'm Wayward, and this is Command & Conquer Remastered. I'm coming with another 1 versus 1 today between ... our GDI player, and Yiz. I'm going to call him Yiz, our Nod player. I think this is one of the new maps they just released, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh, this is an interesting opening. We have 2 power plants before anything. That's what the pros do, guys. That's what everyone's doing these days. 2 power plants before anything. Meanwhile, our Nod player has gone a little bit more traditional with a single power plant followed by refinery, followed by Hand of Nod. Finally got that refinery out, does our Ellipsis GDI player. And Yiz is starting to scout the map with his minigunners. There they go. Doing their little run there. Come on, guys. Hoof it. So after that interesting opening, we have a second refinery, so at least he's going for some economy. That's a good sign. A third refinery. This is maybe overcommitting a little bit, although it's a quite large map, so maybe he can actually afford to get away with this. Looks like he's going around the circumference of the map, may find his opponent relatively soon. That's interesting. I don't know if he's trying to... Okay, he's just setting up some defenses. So Yiz at least has a pretty good idea of what to do, setting up some defenses to warn off against APC attacks. We have a 4th refinery into a barracks. That's going to allow Yiz to get the full scout.
Unit ready.
Not a full scout, actually. A little bit of a scout.
Building.
Yiz actually is not aware of his opponent's economy, so that's interesting. We have a second refinery out for Yiz, and of course his airfield. So right now the both players are in a pretty comfortable position. Yiz is doing the smart thing, going for the Tib out in the middle of the map. With refineries here, he's got access to a lot of Tiberium fields. Pretty slow start, all things considered. Usually you want to see, well, not want to necessarily, but you see people rushing a little more.
Building.
I think that's a bit of a waste of a guard tower, although our GDI player may have money to burn. Interesting that he has not yet produced a factory to start getting vehicles out that may come back to bite him in the near future. Meanwhile, Yiz is capitalizing on his opponent's lack of initiative by continuing to expand, now on his 3 refineries of his own, and very aggressively placed. It's going to take him a lot longer to run out of cash in the long term, because he's got his refineries in more central locations. Once this Tib mines out, these 4 refineries are going to become a lot less useful, because this will be mined out, and then this will be mined out, etc. Finally got that weapons factory out, and let's see what he will start producing. Decent number of infantry. I am always really leery of building infantry myself because they are so easy to kill. It's also really kind of bad to clump them up like this. Grenadiers and flame troopers tend to explode violently when killed, so killing one of these may actually kill the whole lot of them. Yiz has a little fleet of bikes, gonna go out and see if he can make something happen. It's going to be hard to make anything happen attacking into this. Let's see if he's aware. He doesn't know the tank is there, although he knows that the weapons are being produced. He sees the tank firing, but I don't know if he...
Construction complete.
Well done. There you go. He got the scout in before his minigunner died. That was a pretty cost-effective scout. And our GDI player has been really bad at looking out on the map. And actually getting a comm center to reveal all of the nothing he can see right now. Has absolutely no clue what state his opponent's in. This is actually really, really bad for him. He's producing tanks pretty comfortably and has a decent amount of resources stockpiled up, but he has no clue what his opponent is doing. He's basically just going to wait there and wait for his opponent to come to him, which, given that most of Nod's units are relatively light, might actually not be a terrible idea if you can crush an army like this. No clue it's there.
Building.
Amazing. So if this bike army can get crushed, although losing that war factory is going to be really bad, and down it goes almost immediately. That advanced turret's going to change some things up a little bit. Good idea going for the construction yard, but advanced turrets are incredibly powerful. I'm sorry, advanced guard towers. I will get these names right sooner or later. A second advanced guard tower. Yeah, it's a really, really nasty, awesome building. Kind of weird visual design, but they are not to be messed with. They are incredibly long-ranged and do just an absolute crap ton of damage. Our Nod player could attack into this over and over again with whatever he wanted, and it would be really hard to make anything happen. However, this is where things are going to get really bad for our GDI player, because now he's mined out in his base starting location, and this resources, this big, massive tib is not going to last very long. He's going to have to be pretty aggressive, and even then, with all of these refineries back here, it's going to take a long time for resources to come in, starting about now. So we have that weapons factory back up, got more production going on, but our Nod player was allowed to expand pretty much uncontested for a long time. It remains to be seen if he's going to squander his advantage, his ability to produce all this stuff and expand out on the map like this. But for now, he's feeling pretty confident. Our GDI player still has not expanded outside of his base in any meaningful way.
Building.
Starting to slowly do so now. You know, actually, even with, what is that, 7 tanks? These bikes, you got some light tanks mixed in. I'm kind of rooting for Yiz at this point. Well done with our GDI player. Getting another refinery. It'd probably be good to sell off 1 or 2 of these to fund additional refineries down here. This is the problem with being overcautious. A big part of knowing what to do in an RTS is knowing when to take a calculated risk. Nod are really powerful, they're really fast and able to max up their army numbers really quick. But allowing the GDI player to build up like this, uncontested, this is really risky. I mean, we almost have as many tanks right now as Yiz has bikes. So this is going to be a really tough fight, even though our GDI player has absolutely no clue what his opponent's doing or where they are. He's building up just a kind of massive steamroller force. This is almost like Protoss-style, stereotypical Protoss-style play from StarCraft. Just sitting there building up his death ball that nothing can stop, and then pushing out for the win. Even now, Yiz has kind of grabbed a lot of the convenient Tiberium to himself. His harvesters. 4, okay, yeah, there they are. Have a lot of light tanks mixed in now, though. So this might just be enough. Yiz is definitely feeling nervous about this, or he'd be pushing out. Might be a bit of a window of opportunity here. Oh, no, I thought he was going to push out, but he is actually maybe taking some bait here. Turning around to face his opponent. Bit of a bottleneck there with the harvesters. It would be really good for Yiz to maybe sneak some of these around back. Let's see what happens. Not a lot of units involved directly in this engagement, right? Okay, good job pulling that 1 tank back. Nobody wants to make the first move because they know that the precious seconds lost getting closer to your opponent is going to mean that many more volleys. Got some more tanks coming across. Not maybe just enough. Oh, this is going to be really bad. Let's see if that harvester gets killed. But our GDI player taking advantage of this opportunity to start whittling down these Nod forces. Actually, intentional or not, really well played. This harvester's going to go down now. Let's see. Nod numbers getting really low. GDI player is going to lose a lot of harvesters. I think that's 2 now that have been taken out, maybe 3. But those army numbers, that's still a really big ball of units, and now yizst has absolutely nothing. Oh, that's a shame. That is a big shame. Yizst actually did, I think, did a really good job up until he lost his entire force. And our GDI player just kind of sitting there massing up, playing it really safe. I think maybe those advanced turrets were really what turned it around. Not the best match, but not terrible, I don't think. Let's see if I can find another good one to cast. Thanks for watching. This has been Wayward, and I'll see you next time.